GFF 2023. Well, the upcoming session we shall discuss on the digital penetration in India, evolution of subscription model, prevalent subscription models in India, BBPS UPMS offering and UPMS impact on different BBPS categories. Let us hear in detail about unlocking recurring payments mandate mastery with our revered speakers for this session shall be Tilak Soni, Director Euronet Worldwide, and Juhi Belani, Lead Product and Research, National Payments Corporation of India. Please help me welcome them with a huge round of applause. Come on, we can definitely bring in some great energy. This is just session 2 at the masterclass.
Raise your hand if you have more than 2 subscription out of these few things. Amazon Prime, Netflix, subscription for vegetable for every day, subscription for gym membership. Now, keep your hand up if you have ever faced problem with them. Almost all. That's what we are going to cover today, that how do we handle this as a collective group of people working towards a better management of subscription services and recurring payment. Here we are to unlock the recurring payment and have some bit of mastery in how do we manage that. In this session, we will cover how recurring payments have evolved. We'll see that what are the payment trends which are affecting these trends, and overall journey and contribution of Euronet in this ecosystem in partnership with BBPS and BBL. What we have seen collectively that 692 million people on internet is double the number of US population. Big number. Already using digitized way of services, and out of that we see that 62% have already subscribed to some form of subscription, some form of services. And that's where we see that people have not only come online, but have started consuming services in a recurring fashion. Some stats which clearly says that all different part of our economy where we are all interacting, whether it is buying things online, whether it is playing games online, whether it is ordering food online, and so on and so forth. All of that, most of us are already started using this, and that gives us a clear identification of not only an opportunity, but area of attention that how do we make it better as a economic way of looking at that a customer coming and starting to buy product and services, then there has to be a way to make it more convenient. Interesting data point, we see that 70% of people believe that subscription is solving problem of their life. And at the same time, 40% are actually willing to pay for it. That gives clear indication that product and services, the companies who are building them, they can look at that Indian consumer, especially Indian consumer, is ready to latch on the opportunity of we offering them recurring payment and subscription-led product and services. And this, all of us have also observed that this has become a part of our lifestyle, that I have Netflix subscription, or maybe I have a fruit subscription coming at my home every single day. This whole scenario has changed in front of all of us. Right from the day all of us used to experience that having a milk subscription, where the nearest doodhwala used to come at our home and deliver packets of milk. From there, the way the evolution has happened from a newspaper subscription to the digitized world of anything and everything which today we can think of. Now the scenario is such that we as consumers start thinking that so-and-so service which I use so frequently, why can't this service provider make it on a subscription basis? Why do I need to go and pay every single time? Why can't they go and just debit my account or any payment mode so that it becomes easy for me to use the product and services without any interruption. This evolution is happening in front of us. And we are all participating, witnessing, and the time has come that how do we push the agenda forward so that we make this more convenient and seamless. The good part is that not only consumer expecting these things to happen in a better way, businesses have also started looking at it that how do they make it better? Because these trends are being analyzed, recognized, and executed to make products much more better for end consumers' consumption. And you could clearly see that how traditional business models earlier used to be when there was a product channel and a customer ecosystem. And from moving that to that all offerings, right from production of a product or a service and then consumption, it goes in a full life cycle. And that's where the connectivity between the producer of the product and a service and the consumer remains endless. Some of the examples, all of us, as I mentioned, are already experiencing. We started expecting our brands or the service provider to provide those services on a subscription model and collecting payments on a recurring mode. And those things are now reality, right? From, as I said, from milk to newspaper to OTT to fruit basket, everything is happening in front of us. But what we need to see is that while we are growing the ecosystem, while we are seeing that these services are coming inside the circle of our daily consumption, they need to become more seamless way to make payments. There need to be a seamless way to handle those subscriptions, because eventually if every particular product which we are using today comes on a subscription, imagine in next 5 years, so many subscriptions we will be having in our life. There has to be a better way to handle it. There has to be a better way to pay for it. And the benefit is at both sides. Whether it's the company who is offering you product and services has humongous list of products or benefits. At the same time, we all consumers are benefiting. Hence, we are expecting our brands or service provider to convert their offering into the subscription-led mechanism. But at the same time, it's just not the brand who will just make the product on a subscription basis. We need better payment mechanisms. We need better way to handle our subscription and see that there are no misses. We don't want that there is a great movie coming and all the way we figure out that this OTT subscription is already expired while you had made some mandate on a credit card and that failed, because there are various entities involved in handling that. And that's where we will go a little deeper and understand that how currently these subscriptions are being managed and where we as a consumer get impacted and how we can make it better. This is the traditional way of managing subscription. Most of us are subscribed to this mechanism where we go to our respective bank partner, a banking institution, and subscribe for a product or a service. We give mandate to a particular payment instrument, and then in a seamless way, we expect that to be seamless way, the payment has to happen. But there is a different way to look at it.
Hello. Hi, good morning, everyone. So yes, thank you, Tilak, for taking us through the digital transformation we are seeing in the subscription economy, as we call it, right? And we see that with increasing in subscriptions, the mandate management, the recurring payments piece becomes very crucial for businesses. It is very important for them to handle their recurring payments and collections seamlessly, not only to give customers a good experience, but also to ensure their cash flows are managed well, right? But there are certain issues we have seen in the existing recurring payments options that are available out for them. One of them being a merchant-initiated mandate execution. What that means is almost every payment instrument that provides a mandate platform, a standing instruction platform, to execute that, the merchant needs to initiate we call it presentment in terms of mandates. But that presentment has to be initiated by merchants. So there is an extra step that merchants need to do at their end. Then multiple integrations. as a business, I cannot restrict customers, to only pay via a certain payment mode. I want to give them options of all the payment modes because customers, depending on their own preferences, would like to choose different payment modes for the standing instructions. So that leads to merchants having to do multiple integrations with different platforms, and not just the standing instruction platforms, but also customer-facing platforms, right? Where customers can actually go and make that purchase. That leads to a lot of overload at the merchant's end in terms of, doing those many integrations. And lastly, even after having a plethora of these standing instruction platforms and options, there are limitations and restrictions to different platforms in different forms, which leads to a bounce rate high enough for merchants to go ahead and look for other options. Now, these are definitely issues that the businesses or the merchants are facing while handling recurring payments. But what is happening in the recurring payment ecosystem itself? And what is the issue the ecosystem might be failing? This is what is happening at the background of recurring payments. Every business is having to integrate with different payment instrument platforms, providing standing instructions, having to integrate further with customer-facing platforms. And all this is cluttering the overall payments ecosystem. And this is also leading to unnecessary, multiple, just in terms of bill payments, what we see in the BBPS ecosystem, forced multiple fetches happening for a particular payment. That leads to a lot of overload, not just on the merchant system, but on their acquiring banking, acquiring other, non-bank systems that get the merchants to payment platforms. So overall leading to a very high volume, and this is only going to keep multiplying. So this is an issue which we at BBPS are very good at solving, owing to the centralized nature of BBPS. So we have gone ahead and introduced a platform, a central platform for handling mandates across different businesses and making it truly interoperable. That platform is UPMS, Unified Presentment Management System. This gets solved with UPMS by decluttering the space. What this really does is, with a single integration, merchants can then provide multiple standing instruction options across different platforms to different customers. And it really makes the entire system very efficient, very optimized in terms of what needs to. So what it really does is it decouples the payment management, the payment mandates from the businesses. So they can focus on providing services to their customers, and the customer-facing platforms can focus on making the payments experience seamless for customers. And the UPMS centrally would then handle the entire mandate management for all the ecosystem partners. With this, what we also have is the customers getting a lot of advantages, right? We all have seen, for making different subscription payments or making our bill payments, or even any payment that I've ever made, I keep getting reminders from different platforms, owing to the nature of each platform connecting on a standalone basis with different businesses. That would get reduced because of a centralized nature. The customers would stop getting unnecessary reminders again and again for various payments, and it would just be handled very seamlessly at the back end. It would ensure they do not miss a payment, so there are a lot of flexible options that UPMS provides, and it helps that the customer's payments is completed from one mode or the other, so they do not miss their payments, especially where it really affects their journey in cases like a loan repayment or a credit card bill payment, where it affects their CIBIL score, let's say, if they miss a payment. So in those use cases, it becomes very important for a customer to not miss that payment. Customer can set up multiple mandates without having to worry about paying it multiple times to the business. All of that is then handled by UPMS. And lastly, it's payment mode agnostic. So a single integration lets the merchant give every possible standing instruction option to their customers across different platforms. With all these features and flexibilities, we are also looking to come up with new use cases with this platform. Some of them are in the categories of FASTag recharges, of credit card bill payments and DTH, wherein today we do not see a lot of recurring payments or standing instructions in these categories, but with UPMS, we are working with different partners to get these use cases out there for the customers. I'll just take you through a short video of of the FASTag use case that we have, which is basically where a customer has, can just simply provide a one-time instruction, and if his usage balance, the FASTag balance, goes below a threshold, it gets auto-topped up instead of a fixed recurring auto-top-up, or he having to miss his FASTag recharge and having to pay extra at the toll booths. Yeah. Can we have the video, please? So customer gets a reminder that their balance is running low. They can simply click on it and see that their balance is reached the minimum threshold where they want to top it up. Select the amount to be, the amount is already pre-filled for the customer. He simply authorizes the payment and his balance is recharged. This can be either a customer is doing the recharge or it could be auto topped up as well. But the idea is that he does not have to remember that his balance has gone low. It is a nudge given to him when he really requires it. So that is one of the pieces we're also working to provide to customers. Yeah.
Thank you, Juhi. This was insightful that how BBPS is helping the overall ecosystem to solve some problems which we were talking about and make this whole ecosystem of subscription and recurring payment much more seamless for consumers, for businesses. Now look at, based on that, what all we need to do? We need to make sure that there is an awareness towards consumers. There are better ways to handle their subscriptions. There is a need that the payment positioning by the businesses need to make much more clear and better, or even the platform, whether it is within the ecosystem of BBPS, we have AI, COUs. We need to figure out that how this can be done in a better way and ultimately making it more cost efficient for all the ecosystem players, making the customer happy customer. Let's talk about the contribution of BBPS ecosystem and how it is evolving to support this thought process. Now we see that there are subscription-led product and services live in BBPS. There is a growth which we can see at 84% CAGR in last 5 years. Started small, but the way people are latching upon the overall experience of doing these transactions and the recurring payment being added by more billers being participated in the BBPS ecosystem. And if we put these recurring payments within BBPS ecosystem itself, there are two ways to look at it. One, which are fixed recurring payments which we are doing, and the second is variable recurring payments. And these categories are bound to grow as more businesses start to participate, more consumers start to go through these mechanisms, then have a cluttered way of handling subscription in their life. We can clearly see the new categories which are added by BBPS, such as FASTag, DTH. They are really helping the whole cause of subscription and recurring payments. Two important points which we can think of how BBPS has actually come forward and helped all of us. We can see that the whole idea of having a defragmented mechanism of handling subscription, which is the centralized platform BBPS has been able to bring in forefront in front of us. And then with UPMS, we can see a centralized mandate management platform, which is going to add to the overall offering to the ecosystem. Here I would like to take your time to just also explain that we, from Euronet side, how we are contributing to the whole agenda of making payment on BBPS platform more seamless and also contributing to the future aspects of the growth. Euronet got a BBPS license. We were one of the first one to get it in 2016, and ever seeing being part and parcel of BBPS ecosystem right from the pilot program till now, and growing with the ecosystem by contributing as COU, as BOU, as TSP, and consistently working with BBPS team, NBBL team to see that all new aspects which can further help grow BBPS ecosystem, we are participating and growing. Transactions are definitely growing for us as an entity, but that is all happening because of more and more participants, whether it is AIs and consumers believing in the opportunity of BBPS, and we are just able to bring them together. Few other aspects which are going to add to the journey. We are one of the first one to get certified with NPPL for UPMS. Very shortly we are launching this particular service with one of the largest AI in the country, and also working towards other initiatives such as ClickPay, and got empaneled with BBPS as one of the first TSP to take the service to the market on behalf of BBPS.
Thank you, Tilak. And yes, also thanks to Euronet team for, as we mentioned, Euronet was the first entity to get certified on the UPMS platform. We also have another entity which has gone live. So just a glimpse of the user journey when they register for subscription mandates, what their journey looks like. This is on the AU0101 mobile app in the post-login session. So once the user logs in, this is the dashboard that he would see, and where he will select BillPay as the option he wants to get into. He sees a list of all the biller categories that BBPS today provides, and selects the category that he wishes to register his mandate for. He selects the category. He also selects the biller that he needs to make a payment to. He provides his identifier or his consumer number. Once he does that, he sees all his bill details. This is his regular bill payment journey. So we've stitched in the mandate journey along with his bill payment journey, wherein once he sees his bills, confirms his bill details and proceeds to make a payment. Post-payment, he gets the option of also setting up a mandate so that from next cycle onwards, his bill gets auto-paid. He sets up the mandates as per his choice and gives his options. Again, provides his authentication for the mandate. And that's it. From next cycle onwards, his mandate would be set. So we've already launched this journey in case any of you can check this out as well. It's available on the AU0101 app. And with that, back to you. Thank you.
So we are at the end of this masterclass where we are talking about that recurring payments are going to be here. We are all working towards making them better, and we are as consumer latching upon the opportunity of making our life easier. So if we look at from three perspectives, that a business, consumer, and the ecosystem like BBPS coming together and solving this whole thing, I think that is going to make recurring payments much more easier, simpler, and we all will get benefited out of it. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and we all collectively work together and make this ecosystem much more stronger.